This week, Bob Hite continues his nautical news series. Bosun Bob takes a look at some of the pleasures of boating and what it has to offer as a family activity.
How do you enjoy a boat? Well, let's count the ways. Here's one.
See, you don't even have to get in a boat to have yourself some fun. You can just drag along behind, hanging on a rope. But isn't skiing difficult? Nope. Oh, so that's not how you'd best wish to spend the day. Well, there's certainly easier methods of getting underway. An outboard motorboat is easy to handle, fast and fun. And if your motor fails you, sailing, anyone? And the places boats can take you, where there's so many things to see and do. To islands off the coast where you can pitch a tent or two. To secluded beaches where the ladies can get a tan. And the gentlemen can go in search of the oyster, mussel, and clam. And of course, the water's where the fish are, good eating flounder, bass, and blue. And if you're licensed to take some pots along, you might catch some lobster, too. And nothing beats evening time at dockside, swapping sea stories by the ton. It's a great way for the entire family to get together and have some fun.
Well, I think boating's an ideal family activity because it can be done, the whole family can do it, and it's something that a family can start out doing early on in the life of the family, so to speak. There's a boat of every size and description for almost any need and almost any income level. Beyond that, the person who needs to fill a competitive urge can fill it with boating. The person who just wants to relax can fill that need. The person who likes to fish can fill that need. The one who wants to camp. There are many, many facets of boating that almost any people can enjoy at almost any time.
Meanwhile, back on the Sound, where I lost my life belt in one ski when I last fell down. And hence, good sense dictates that Bosun Bob be homeward bound.
I'm Bob Hite, Channel 6, Action News on Long Island Sound.
Oh, God.
That's got to be good.
Turning to a lighter side of life, this week in his nautical news series, Bosun Bob Hite gets down to business. The business end of boating, that is.
Over the past few weeks, we've looked at the evolution of boating and how it's grown in popularity and what it has to offer as a family pastime. But a boat, of course, can be more than a recreational vehicle. It can also be somebody's bread and butter. Now, there's nothing new about making one's living at sea. People have been doing it for thousands of years. But they don't seek work on the water because there's none to be had on land. They put to sea because that's where they would most like to be. And there's more to do out there now than ever before. For instance, through this series, co-producer Joe Rose and I have been working on the water. That's Joe trying to keep himself on the boat and his camera on harbor pilot Bill Generous as Bill boards the pilot boat after bringing a big ship safely up a Chesapeake Channel. Raised and educated in Philadelphia, Bill has a law degree. But 20 years ago, he chose the sea.
It's very fulfilling and satisfying working on the big ships. You get a tremendous sense of accomplishment moving those big things around.
And driving the pilot boat, that's Jim Merriweather. Jim says he loves it out here, that when he goes to work, he's getting away from it all. How do you like making a living at sea?
Oh, I love it. I wouldn't do anything else but this.
What is it about it that attracts men to the water, do you think?
Freedom, getting away from the phone and just being yourself out here.
You're your own boss.
That's correct.
There's only one person you have to answer to out here. Who is it?
That's nature.
There's a lot of other people working on the water. Party boat captains, charter boat crews, divers for when something overboard you lose. There are lobstermen, fishermen, even ministers too, who out at sea will marry you. And if the water's where you want to wed, Dewey and his floating deli will see that the wedding party is fed. Well, as you can see, the list is quite varied and the possibilities are endless. But suffice it to say, there are a lot of vocations available out here. Next week, for those who are ready to join the boating bandwagon, boat buying. From that day your desire to own a boat is first born to the day you cast off. Till then, I'm Bob Hite, Channel 6 Nautical News. Steady as she goes, son. That's my boy.